So in today's video, we're going to be going over thought leadership posts or thought leadership ads in LinkedIn. And we're going to show you how you can do that and how you set it up. First, we're going to go over to our campaign. We'll just create a brand new campaign just to show you from scratch. With the thought leadership ad, you have two options. You have the option for a brand awareness, which we recommend for prospecting, and you have engagement, and that would be more for retargeting. So in this case, let's do brand awareness. I'll click next. I can name the campaign however I want. Thought leadership. And then I'll do brand awareness here. I'm going to turn off the lower setting here, enable audience expansion. And then I'm going to choose single image. So I'm obviously skipping over a couple things here. I'm leaving United States there. I'm keeping it pretty broad. You'd want to add in your targeting here. And then I'm turning off enable audience expansion just because I don't want it going outside of my audience selection. I'm going to choose single image. I will also remove LinkedIn Audience Network. So it's going to show me this error message. You can disregard that. This is essentially putting it on a network outside of LinkedIn, which we don't want. I can set my daily budget here. I do $10 a day. I've got my campaign running continuously. Looks like it's wanting me to increase. That's fine. I have my reach as my goal, max delivery on the strategy. And then I can choose, obviously, whatever I want to show up for conversions tracked. Moving forward here, I am over on the next screen, and from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse existing content. Now if I hit create new ads, I'm going to actually go into a sponsored content screen, which would be more for your standard image creation. But in this case, we're going to do browse existing content. We're then going to head over to LinkedIn members. Now direct sponsored is essentially just any sponsored ad we've run before. Company page is anything that the company page has posted, so we can just click on those. But neither of these are thought leadership ads. Those are only when you go over to LinkedIn members. And then let's say I've already chosen myself before in the past as well as Mitch, but let's choose Mitch in this example. You can see that in order to request a post that he's done, I have to request approval. So I can type in anyone here, but this is essentially where you'll start. You'll start by typing in someone's name that's on your team. You'll get their result. You'll then hit request approval, and that would give you access, once they approve on their end, to run the ad. So once your requests are in, you'll have this view that you can filter to show approved, auto approved in this case, but you'll see the ones that, in my case, they're auto approved. So anytime you check anything that I'd like to move, into a thought leadership ad, it automatically goes in. Whereas let's say in Mitch's case, we have to wait till he approves on his end to then run the ad. But once we have the approval, then it's as easy as just going down in this campaign and choosing all of the ads that we want to run. So essentially, once we have the approval in, we can choose as many of the approved assets that we want, and then we can go right into our campaign. And now we have, you can see here, we have all of our thought leadership ads inside this campaign and ready to run. Now, obviously, we'd like to choose at least 5, as the recommendation here suggests, as we do as well. 3 to 5 generally in this context, and ideally a mix of both image, video, and just regular posts. And what we recommend to do is see what posts are working already organically, and then use those to then kind of graduate into your paid campaign, to your thought leadership ads, because the organic content that's already there basically is going to be your indicator for how well something will do once it's out in the open and going across other audiences, not just your own audience or not just your existing audience. So that is essentially all. From there, all we're doing is hitting next, and we're going to launch campaigns. And we could do the same thing on retargeting audience, where we would choose engagement instead of brand awareness and run the same system there. So that's essentially the process for getting your thought leadership ads up and running. It's essentially just going through, searching for the user, and then requesting approval on their post. And then once we receive approval, then moving forward. And you can see in this context, we already have many of them running here. We can see the stats of performance. We can also see in here that CTR looks really high. CTR looks great. But you have to keep in mind that CTR is actually capturing more than just a click. It's capturing the clicks on someone clicking more to see. So basically, it's a little bit, you kind of have to adjust for the types of engagements. You can actually go over here and hit engagement. And once that shows, you can actually see the engagements within that. So technically we've had 4 clicks to the landing page off this one, 0 clicks to the LinkedIn page, and 0 clicks to the profile. But essentially that's showing you generally what's happening from there. You have member follows, page follows. So we also have dwell time, which is a newer metric here, and essentially showing you how long someone basically sat with your post on their screen. So maybe they didn't interact with it, they didn't do a reaction, they didn't follow you, they didn't do any of that, they didn't click on anything. But if they sat and they rested there, that's generally that's the time that they viewed it on their screen, kind of before scrolling. So that's also a good indicator. You might not have the best metrics on the actual engagement, but you might have a really good dwell time, and that's again something that you can use as a good indicator for performance.